Yeah, man. This is the Dagan Soro. Marajuga in the house. Kapuku Digity.
This is the joyride with the Rainbow Goddess, the Rainbow Goddess.
This is the joyride with the Rainbow Goddess, the Rainbow Goddess.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Joyride with the Rainbow Goddess. I'm Itzel, and in today's episode, I'm going to show you one of my staple recipes. It's going to be a basic bean recipe. How to cook beans from scratch in a way that you're going to get the most nutrition out of it. Your body's gonna have the easiest time digesting it, and they're gonna be flavorful and at the same time neutral enough that you could combine it with absolutely anything or turn it into anything. And I'm also going to teach you how you can store your beans so that you can make a big batch. So I'm going to show you how to freeze it correctly so it's easy to defrost.
So first, we're going to start by planning the day before that the next day we're going to want beans, and I actually soak the beans, and what's happening during that soaking process is it's actually getting rid of the gases that basically give you farts. So when you soak your beans, then you're ensuring that they're not going to create a farty situation for you, and that farty situation actually just means that they're not digesting that well. So when you soak them, you're actually having more nutrient absorption, and your body is having a much easier time digesting it.
So I started with 4 cups, which is 1 quart of dry chickpeas, and I filled it up to right above the 3-quart line with water. And as you can see, it's more than doubled in size. If you can use like your filtered water, that's gonna be a lot better because it is absorbing that water. These guys had been soaking all night. And before I start cooking them, I'm going to rinse them. Now the other great thing about soaking your beans is that they won't take quite as long to cook. In fact, it'll cut the cooking time by about 50%. You want to add 4 times the amount of water as you did the beans. And yes, this is going to give you excess liquid, which is great because that means that I don't have to worry about my beans drying out during the cooking. And then what it's also going to do is it's going to give me this delicious broth that can actually now be the base for a soup. And I also like to keep the beans in some of its own broth because that keeps the beans nice and moist. Now I like to cook my beans until they're very, very soft because as the beans cool down, they actually do reharden a little bit. Now I'm going to add some salt now because it's going to help season the bean from the inside out, and it's actually going to help cook my beans at a faster rate because salt helps water boil at a higher temperature. In addition to that, I'm going to put a neutral flavored oil, and at this point is your chance to add any more spices. Okay, so it's been just under an hour and 15 minutes and they are to that perfect buttery consistency that I was talking about. So yeah, I already checked it, it tastes great, and you want to, for the safest storage, you want to actually let your beans cool at room temperature first before you put them in the fridge. Then you want to put it in some kind of container where the lids can pop open a little bit so that that excess heat can go out, because if you cover it completely, they might get, you know, smelly or moldy sooner than later. Now for the amount that you want to freeze, I would actually suggest scooping it out. You don't want to freeze it with any of the juices whatsoever. So I'll show you. So I'm going to scoop it out into a metal bowl to let it cool.
So now I'm just going to teach you how to store your beans properly in the freezer so that they're quick and easy to defrost. Now I'm using these tiny bags so that I can defrost them by portion, and also I really like to reuse bags from packaged food. So if you get any Ziploc bags in the packaged foods that you buy, instead of throwing them away and then having to buy extra Ziploc bags, you just save them. You know, you wash them out and you save them. And this one actually is quite thicker than your regular Ziploc bag, which makes it a lot easier to reuse. So I'm just gonna scoop it in, nice and dry. And you don't want to overfill it so that it can lay nice and flat. And since they will still have a teeny tiny bit of warmth left, I'm sure. I'm gonna just leave it a tiny bit open, just a little bit like that, so that the heat can come out. And I'm not gonna stack them on top of each other just yet, so I'll leave it like that in the freezer for about, 20 minutes or just for a while. You can forget about it, and the next time you come in, you can finish zipping it, and then you can put them on top of each other. And then when you're ready to cook them, they break up really easily, and then you could use it straight into any dish that you want.
Now make sure to check my description below for the full recipe, and also I will include some of my favorite bean recipes that I've posted in the past, so don't forget to check.
Well, thank you so much for watching. Please tell me your thoughts in the comments, or if there's any videos that you want me to make about cooking or hair, makeup, or any of the subjects that I cover. I'd love to hear about how my recipes are turning out for you. And before we go, I want to show you this painting that I did. I am really actually grateful for the time that we've had at home, because it's allowed me to express my creativity in new ways, and also it's allowed me to feel okay about just like relaxing and vegging out. I made this guy, yeah! It's about the love and unification that we have with all beings. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, you can go ahead and do that now. And if you turn on your notifications, you will get notified every time I put up a new video, which is every Monday. But hey, I might put some bonus videos. And also, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. I love you.